he's still standing at the top, big lad, yeah? Wow. Of course he is. Wow. How unexpected is that?
Macht Spaß. 7. 2, 3, 8. 2, 3, 8.
Yep. Mm. Mm. 9, 2, 8. 7, 3, 7. 7, 3. 5, 9, 0. 5, 9.
Also, Hohn hat auch Hohn drauf. Hohn ist aber auch wieder.
He hasn't slept either.
1, 4, 0. 1, 4, 0.
That's the race starts in 5. Yep, race starts in 5. Hi. You're correct. Yep, well done. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's great. Cheers. Cheers. Bye bye. Cheers. Bye. We're going straight in, no intro, no maps, straight in. I went down to ask about Svensson. I haven't got an answer. I'm trying to see him. I don't think he's there. 36. I don't think he's there. Damn, I should have got that. Might be it down the bottom now. Go on to the... I'll get it. Is he?
Well, welcome back to Hochfilzen for the second World Championship race of the day. After the drama of the women's pursuit this morning, we have the men's pursuit coming up in just a few seconds' time. All the athletes lined up, ready to go, the top 60 from the sprint. Svensson wouldn't make an announcement last night as to whether he was going to race. We're trying to spot him on the start line. He's should be wearing bib number 36, but we suspect after his problems he won't be there. But all the top performers from yesterday's sprint are there. Benedikt Doll wears number 1, having won his first ever race yesterday. It happened to be a world title. Bo goes second, Fourcade 3, Bailey 4, and Moravec of the Czech Republic will be away, number 5. Just 31 seconds down on Benedikt Doll. Now only 0.7 of a second between Doll and Burr. Yesterday, Mike, the thinnest of margins. Has Burr recovered? Because he had to put in a phenomenal effort. And will Doll be able to shoot like he did yesterday?
Well, on the recovery side, I think that Johannes will be back to normal today. He had very slow conditions and it looked like sore skis, and I don't think that Doll will sadly manage the shooting like he did yesterday.
Fourcade is away, followed by Bailey of USA. Moravec is away for the Czech Republic. Anef goes next for Bulgaria. And then Julian Eberhardt starting 7 for Austria. 8, Ole Einar Bjorndalen back in action, still looking dangerous. Shemp goes 9, Garanichev 10, and then Anton Sinopov of Bulgaria, number 11. 12, that's Arndt Pfeiffer going. Iliev, Bo, Dolder, Hasilla starting 14, 15, 16. Mario Dolder, bit of time to wait. 105, the margin behind the leaders. So effectively, he's some 500 meters adrift of Benedikt Doll, who is away on the tracks. It's a 2.5 kilometer loop. 17 is Dominic Landertanger. He's a brilliant mass start skier, has not really produced the same sort of goods in the pursuit. And the first 22 away. Simonada going 22, just behind Anton Shapulin. Now the critical moment coming up with Svensson starting 36. Mike, any sign of the bib?
We'll just check him as he goes out or not. I don't think he'll start. The ambulance was outside. He was carried out to the ambulance. Often fatigue. Yes, you recover quickly. These athletes do. But I'm sure he's had the best advice, and that would be not to start. He's not starting.
So that's a bit of a disappointment for Norway, reduces them down to 3 men, but they do have Johannes Tingesbo, who finished second yesterday and therefore started second today. He's already gone ahead of Benedikt Doll, which is a little bit surprising. Doll, Mike, extraordinary with his shooting yesterday, but so many people have said he is a 2-shoot performer.
Looking historically what he does, I totally agree with that. Often he's only missed 1 in the sprints. That's the 2-shoot competitions. When it comes to 4, he misses, sadly, 4s, 5, 6, up to 7 sometimes.
Yeah, he's got an average of 3.6 misses in the pursuit so far this season. So it could be good enough to win, but it's unlikely. Martin Fourcade, despite starting 23 seconds behind, is still the danger man. He has a phenomenal record. He's won the last 3 pursuits here in Hochfilzen in World Cup level. In terms of the World Championships, he won last year. He won the Olympics in 14. He won the World title in 2012. Who's going to stop him winning in 2017?
Just thinking, Fourcade started 23 seconds behind. I thought he might try and close the gap quicker, and that's why, of course, Johannes went to the front. Johannes Tingesbo thinking the pace is too slow. Fourcade will be chasing.
Yeah, Bjorndalen's close 5, started 38. I'm a little surprised at that, as his analysis of yesterday's race, the sprint was, I went off too quick. He was too fast on the first loop, didn't have much to give later on.
Yes, this is where Bjorndalen is at his strongest in the bit coming up soon. This section here, the hill climb, and yesterday, as you see, on that last lap, it let him down.
So
Look at
Doll,
the change of lead again and again.
yeah, I think it's going to happen a few times, certainly until they come to the range for the first time. In terms of prone shooting performance, Johannes is on 90, Benedict Doll on 87, Fourcade on 93%. Lowell Bailey, who started number 4, he's on 95% for the season. But we may see some changes.
Well, interesting, you mentioned Lowell Bailey, of course, bringing in Matthew Emmons, the Olympic gold medalist in summer shooting, 3 times Olympian. And what a difference Emmons has made to certainly to Lowell Bailey and the rest of the team.
Yeah, Bailey's dropped from 4 to 8, but he's still in that chasing group, and I think probably a comfortable place to be at this stage. Well, we talked about Benedict Doll being a 2-shoot racer. I'm afraid that Julian Eberhardt falls into the same bracket. He's number 7, racing for Austria. The Austrians desperate for some success, Mike. They put 20 million euros into the development of this stadium alone. They've got plenty of other facilities that they've developed throughout the country, so they'll be really shocked that they haven't had a podium yet.
Yes, they want results. World Championships at home, every country wants results. Certainly the future's bright with all the biathlon academies, 5 different sports academies to develop the 10 to 15-year-olds. But they want medals now.
Well, Benedict Doll and Johannes Tingesbo are the 2 athletes that Martin Fourcade actually feels are a threat to his domination. That is because of their ski speed. He knows Doll's standing shoot hasn't been so good. He knows that Johannes Tingesbo, when he's on form, is just fantastic.
I'm wondering which Johannes Tingesbo we're going to see today. Is it going to be the careful, slow shooter as Mazeas tried to calm him down, or is it going to be his instinctive, reactive shooting? I hope it's the second option, because that's, for me, the real character comes out then.
Interesting to see the preparation. Johannes Tinges does it on his knees because it allows you to fill the lungs a little better. Benedict straight down into the prone position.
Doll missing the first shot, worst possible start.
No rush from Johannes Tinges. Martin Fourcade generally quite slow with the first round and then fast. 4 out of 5 for the 2 leaders, and a chance for Martin Fourcade to take control of this pursuit already. He has been tremendous this season. 5 pursuits we've had. He's won 4 of them. He was 3rd in the other. 5 out of 5 podium finishes, and he's going into top spot already. It's a replay, it seems, of the women's race where Laura Dahlmeier of Germany took control early on. Bjorn Dahl 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. He could be moving into the medal positions, as could Bailey of the United States. Out come Doll and Burr. They've just got the lead.
This is going to be one almighty battle. There's going to be, what, 4 or 5 eventually catching up with this chase group.
So 15 seconds between the top 5 positions now. When we started the race, there were 31. When you think the best start first, it's often confusing that the gap nearly always shrinks in the first half of the race.
Oh, I can't believe Doll and Johannes Tingesbo, they needed to get 5 there, and I think that was why Johannes took it really steady. Problem on the range, you need to put your hand up. Spare rifle, didn't see what happened. Either his pin snapped, but the spare rifle will not suit him, as well as his own. Sinipov, huge problems. What a pity. World Championships, having gained his personal best result yesterday, and he's lost some 45 seconds already. Odds-on favourite, he won't get all 5 here, maybe he missed 2.
Well, just looking at the shooting results, we know about Doll and Burr, who missed 1 each on that first prone. Eberhardt missed 1 as well. Goranichev missed 1. Tadej missed 1 as well. Ant Pfeiffer also a little wayward, but the majority of the top 20 all hitting 5 out of 5 on that first visit. It's Martin Fourcade of France who leads 6:19, leaving the range after the first shoot. Welcome back to Hochfilzen. Martin Fourcade, as you can see, leading at the 3.7 kilometre stage. It's a 12.5 kilometre race, the men's pursuit, and the margin 10 seconds ahead of Bø and Dole. Bjorndalen in the chasing group. Bailey of USA is still there, looking very good at this current stage. Now, Fourcade will know that if there's one shoot that's given him problems in the pursuit over the season, it is the second in the prone. He missed one in Nové Město, he missed one in Oberhof, he missed two in Ruhpolding on the second shoot. His standing shoot's been reliable. Every time he's won this season, Mike, he's hit the last five in the stand position.
It's so important, isn't it, to hit those last five. You don't want to come into the last lap or the last 2.5 kilometres straight off a penalty loop, and that's where Fourcade has the great mind strength, the mental strength to nail those last five.
Now, we've already seen...
Oh, this is a pity.
Yeah.
He picked up the team spare. He only hit 2 out of 5. And after a huge crash on the fastest part of the course, his race is over.
Well, that's a shame. Sinopov finishing 11th in the sprint, which was fantastic. He didn't qualify for the pursuit in Oslo, finishing outside the top 60. So that's disappointment. We've also had a 30-second penalty given to number 23. That's Remus Foul.
Reason for that is you have to leave when the clock says your time goes in each of the 3 lanes. If you jump the gun, you're allowed a 3 seconds before or after. He must have jumped the gun. 30 seconds penalty.
Yeah, giving away good time there and essentially putting him out of the chase for the top 10 positions. Now, we've got 2 chasing groups. The first led by Dole and Bø. They're alternating. Moravec in that second group. And number 6 there, that's Krasimir Anov. Now, he's generally a pretty good shot, Mike, but his standing shoots in the prone have been disastrous this year.
It's quite amazing to put it together so well yesterday, getting the perfect 10 when it matters most. Hopefully he can do that again, but I think we could say it's unlikely. He's up at the sharp end now. This is for medals.
Well, we had a chat to a few British fans in between the 2 races. I've got the general feeling everyone's fed up with Fourcade winning, but you just have to admire what he can do, and particularly in this pursuit event. He just has such... Physically, he's phenomenal. Mentally, he's fantastic. It's just the way he takes control of a race. He has that aura that's putting everyone else off. Everyone else almost thinking second is first.
It almost feels that way in every race, because Fourcade, his bad days are not that bad at all. He will still come third like yesterday, missing 2.
His shots on the first shoot, slightly low left, but it was a very nice group. Looks as though he's going to clear all 5. He does. He keeps the lead and could well push that to something like 15 seconds. Bjorndalen's hit 8 out of 8 so far. Johannes Tingsbo missing his second shot of the day. That could be his chance gone. Bjorndalen and Bailey, they match each other. Now, Mike, looking at the results over the years, those with the surname beginning with B absolutely dominate in sprint races. And if you take away Fourcade, then that always seems to be the case. But nice to see Bjorndalen and Bailey out there. Bø back on the penalty loop, as you saw. Anton Shapulin, one of the later starters. He's number 21, Shapulin, and he was 1:15 behind at the beginning of the race. And he's not going to close the margin much with that miss on his second shot.
What a pity for Shapulin. He did clear the first 5 down. He's got 1 here. He can often keep strong in the latter part of the race, and he shoots so fast, Shapulin, in this competition.
The leading 6 athletes have all cleared 10 targets so far. Johannes Tingsbo now 35 behind after his 2 penalties. He's still in with a shout. He certainly won't be giving up on the cause, but the penalty loops won't be helping. There you see the margins, 10 seconds between first and second. The current champion versus the old champion. Fourcade versus Bjorndalen. And Lowell Bailey desperate to get himself on a World Championship podium. Something that we've noticed about Fourcade over the years, similar to Bjorn Dahlen, when he has a poor day and missing 2 in the sprint, that was a poor day for him. He follows that with a brilliant one. So the leading athlete's going through 6.2. Fourcade now 12 seconds clear. He's extended it by 2.5 since his last round of the loop. Bjorn Dahlen 2, Bailey 3. Simon Schemp's come out of nowhere to move from 9th into 4th position. Krasimir Anev started 6, he's moved up to 5. And Morovets started 5's dropped down to 6. Those two having a very good battle so far. And the top 6 athletes, all 5 or 10 out of 10. So no missed targets from them.
Oh, look at the power of Fourcade. He said he was a little tired yesterday, but he seems to have put all that behind him. As soon as he's at the front of the race, he can just get into that automatic routine which he has.
Switches gear into the skate 1 higher than most will do that. What's your feeling on that, Mike? Skate 2 as far as you can, or change earlier?
I think you have to. This hill, you have to, I think, break into skate 1 quite early. Otherwise, latent or belatedly, you really trip up with the lactic that's boiling in your blood, lactic acid, which prevents us going even faster.
Fourcade pulling himself another 2 seconds clear of the chasing group, which is being led by Uliana Bjorn Dahlen. Interesting to see that going on. Here comes the lone figure of Johannes Tingesbo, who started in silver medal position after his brilliant performance yesterday. Still a lot of Norwegians slightly confused that he didn't manage to overtake Dull on that last 2.5k loop.
He had 10 seconds benefit going into that last loop, and you know, I think everybody expected him to take the gold, but he lost it by 0.7 to this man.
Yeah, Benedict Dull going backwards at the moment. He's had 2 misses as well.
Can you imagine what's going through his mind? So the world champion yesterday, the advantage by, well, 0.7 above of Johannes Tingesbo, but 23 ahead of Fourcade, and now it's all going backwards.
Yeah, so he's lost a minute and 6 seconds to Martin Fourcade already on this race. But Dull's the sort of man who'll believe that miracles are possible, and he could pull himself back into this one. He can certainly get himself into the medal contention, but the standing shoot and the second half of the race is usually where Benedict goes down. Again, Mike, it brings into focus that the psychology involved in the pursuit is very different from the mass start. When you lead the pursuit, you have that expectation on your shoulders.
It's and that's what Kukalova said earlier today. She said you've got to understand it's so hard when you're leading out. The pressure it's a different kind of pressure. She hadn't experienced before at a World Championships, and she said that did get to her. She panicked. She didn't even know that she was shooting and messing up with the spear, trying to fit a spear round in. It all went wrong.
Well, Fourcade, as we mentioned earlier, has only lost 1 pursuit so far this season. Bizarrely, it was in Östersund where he won the sprint and lost a lead of over 40 seconds to Babikov of Russia, who came through to win. Now, 3rd shoot of 4. Can he move a step closer to his first gold of these championships? Of course he can.
Wow.
Of course he can.
What
just like training. Absolutely immaculate from Martin Fourcade, and we're lucky we'll get to see exactly where those shots went. I suspect 3 or 4 of them hit the prone target. Bjorn Dahlen is away, yet to miss. Bailey and Schemp both throw them wide. Shots 2 and 3 proving problematic. A little delay for Bjorn Dahlen on 3, I think distracted by the misses. Bailey has missed for the first time. Anev of Bulgaria. Can he clear 5? Yes, he can, but so can Bjorn Dahlen. It's an interesting-looking podium at the moment.
Well, Bjorn Dahlen was put off because his sunshades came down in front of him. He had to flip them back up, broke his routine. Great discipline to hold it together. Bows missed.
Yeah, 1-1-1 for Johannes Tingesbo. You don't win world title races by shooting like that. He's going to have to go clear on the last if he wants a crack at a medal here in Hochfilzen. Benedict Dull, can he make a comeback? No.
You can see the rifle trembling. His body is trembling. That's fatigue. It's not nerves. It's pure fatigue in his legs.
Julian Eberhardt, he's shooting fast. He's shooting well. And Julian Eberhardt moves into the top 6. A top 5 would be a good result for him. He did get his first win this season, and his first sprint win this season was fantastic.
Oh, and listen to an interview with him yesterday. He's calmed down so much in terms of the shooting range. He says he always wants to be the fastest skier, but he's now managing this part of the race so much better.
I don't think Johannes Bo was expecting to see his brother, Taye, who's now just one place behind him, having started down in 14th. But Fourcade, with a margin of 26 seconds, he's now one shot clear of everyone else, and that means he can afford 4 out of 5 on his last visit. Well, I don't know what the bookies had on Martin Fourcade, but I don't imagine you would have got very good odds this morning, Mike.
He's just so incredible. His bad days, as I say, are still podiums. Yesterday he said it was a bad day. He thought he wouldn't make the podium. When he was interviewed after his race, he thought he'd messed up, but he is that good. Missing to 3rd place in the sprint. What about Bjorn Dahlen? 12 years ago he won this race. World Championships last time they were here. And he's still got a chance this time round.
Well, that's a better shot. That second one was very, very high. Actually, on his second prone, he had a split round as well. So fortune has favoured Bjorn Dahlen so far today. We'll see whether it will do it for one final time, because if he comes out in the top 3, the crowd are really going to get behind him at 43 years old. Can he medal at a World Championships? He did it at 42 in Oslo on many occasions. And, of course, he's the Olympic sprint champion from 2014. Martin Fourcade in a comfortable position, and he will have got a complete rundown on exactly who's behind him. The fact that Bjorn Dahlen's behind him makes him think he's got 2-shot advantage over everyone.
Maybe, and in fact, the gap, well, it was 26.9. It's going to be a little more. And look at, that's Anev still well and truly. Krashmir Anev, his best previously was 4th. Well, 6th yesterday, his best ever is 4th. And 3rd position right now at the World Championships.
31 seconds now, the margin. Moravec will be believing, so will Bailey of the United States. They'll believe that one of the leading 3 will make mistakes on this final visit and know that medals are there for the taking. Lowell Bailey, he's had a great season, really taken over from Tim Burke as the USA's #1. Here comes Eberhardt, tall, lanky, fast. He is so fast when he's on form. 104 behind. It's going to be a long, long leap up to that medal position. 32 seconds to gain on Anif if Eberhardt wants to feature on the podium later. Simon Schemp just behind him. And then, of course, number 7, that must be number 2. Must be Johannes Tingesbo just behind him.
Schemp started so well. He had 10 out of 10 in the prone, and I think he just came in a little too hard and missed 2 there in his first stand. He may well manage that slightly better next time.
Well, I said Anef's shooting in the stand position hasn't been good in the pursuit races, but he went clear on that first stand.
Bjorn Dahlen's lost 6 seconds to Fourcade since the shooting range. He'll probably miss another 2 or 3 before the range.
Now, has Bjorn Dahlen, or have Bjorn Dahlen and Anef, have they got enough of an advantage over Moravec and Bailey to hold on to the medals? Should they shoot the same?
Moravec, he put in a fabulous last lap, the 3rd fastest last lap yesterday, and you just feel Moravec can give more. I think Moravec would fancy his chances at closing that down.
10 seconds achievable, 20 would be very, very tough.
Johannes Tinges, he was 4th in this race at the World Championships at home last year. He'll still be believing he can pass all these, and he'll probably go for his very fast shoot option this time.
He was 4th in almost every race in Oslo last year. Three times 4th, but he didn't get a gold in the mass start, of course, and a gold in the relay. Not often you see him fall over. Careless mistakes coming off the range. They've cost gold medals before. I don't think he can claim that that's the case today. So here comes the master.
I love the way he pushes his pace on the flat. It carries him quarter of the way up the hill before he puts much more effort in, just trying to calm his pulse down.
And at the first opportunity, he looks down the range to see what the wind is doing. The flags certainly blowing more than they were last time he came in for the standing shoot, but nothing that will trouble someone of his abilities. Martin Fourcade looking to defend the title that he won in Oslo and remain the holder of both the Olympic and the World Championship gold medal. He usually finishes in style. 4 out of 5 times this year he's cleared the last 5. It's too good. Oh! He throws number 5 wide.
Spiced it up.
Yeah, but he's got a 30-second lead. It means that the other chasers will have seen him go on to the penalty loop, but they won't know at this stage how many he's got to do. Hopefully that will not distract them. Bjorn Dahlen I know many of you know it, but if you don't, he's 43 years old and still competing with the best in the world. You feel he needs 5.
He was so annoyed yesterday, Bjorn Dahlen, that he missed one in the stand.
Taking his time, Anif's thrown one wide, and that could give Moravits or Bailey a chance to get on the podium today. Bjorn Dahlen's missed one. The pressure is now on. 4 cleared. 150 metres to go for Bjorn Dahlen. Anif's got the same. Moravits has got the same. And now Lowell Bailey of USA has a chance to move up into the silver medal position. 1, 2, 3. Down goes number 4. Will the USA be on?
Oh,
yes, they could well be.
Beautiful.
2,500 metres to go. Tim Burke did it in Novo Miesto.
Look at Shapulin. We thought he'd pick his shooting pace up, pick his skiing pace up. He has.
And Johannes Tingesbo is out as well. The medals are far from decided. We've got 2 of the fastest men in the tour who are chasing down Bailey and Bjorn Dahlen. I think Uli Einer is not going to be able to do what his wife did earlier on today, which was to ski herself into the silver medal. I don't think we mentioned it during the time, Mike, but Daria Domracheva gave birth 1st of October. She races today, 12th of February, and gets herself a silver medal.
It's hard to believe that that is possible. It was real. She said she approached today's race starting at 27 as a training race, and she walks away with silver medal. What a situation. Lowell Bailey, he has been on the podium before in his career. He's had a 2nd place at World Cup in 2014, but not at World Championships. Bjorn Dahlen, and then that's Anev still there. This race has got a way to go. There's Johannes Tingesbo. Shapulin's in there. Oh, 2 kilometers left for Bjorn Dahlen and Lowell Bailey. What a race. Bjorn Dahlen isn't taking any of the initiative here. He'll be fully aware of what's happening soon behind him. He'll have a quick look over. There he goes. His brain is just registering who's there, what he may need to do.
Well, Fourcade will certainly know that he's the man to beat at the moment. Bjorn Dahlen.
His left shoulder has made him pick up the pace. He realizes that there's some big names chasing him down now.
Yeah, certainly the biggest test of the season for him. I tell you who'll be so excited will be Max President, who's the Vice President of Sport, and he will be beside himself at the moment with Lowell Bailey in a good position. Yeah, here's your champ yet again.
This man is it's hard to believe how good this man is. He just doesn't make mistakes. He's exhausted when he shoots. He manages all of that very well.
And here he is, some 150 metres clear of everyone else, and he's still piling on the pressure. Bjorn Dahlen, he's done well on this section of the course, Mike, but it's the next stage that he finds a little bit tough. Once he's gone under the road and up the big climb, he won't like the fact that he's being pursued by Johannes Tingesbo, who's trying to get himself back into the top 3, having started 2nd today.
And Johannes Tingesbo will want revenge for his 0.7 of a second failing on the last lap yesterday. He's coming back and coming back fast.
And he's closing down on Lowell Bailey with every single stride he takes. It looks as though Johannes, and he looks so much better than he did on the last lap yesterday.
Oh.
The core is strong, the shoulders are steady. There's no swinging and inefficiencies that we saw in the closing stages of yesterday's race.
He's not happy with 3rd. He wants the 2nd. In fact, he might even be trying to chase 1st, but that's just not possible.
That's not going to happen, not today.
Oh, poor old Lowell Bailey. It's not over yet. You never know what can happen, but he looks like a man exhausted.
Shapulin looks as though he did too much in the early stages to be able to mount a challenge in the latter stages of this men's pursuit. It's been another phenomenal race. Bjorn Dahlen still has 25 metres clear of his teammate, but Johannes Tinges looks as though he's gone up another gear and he's gaining on the champion now. It's Bjorn Dahlen ahead of Bo for silver and bronze. Bailey fading for 4th at the moment. Martin Fourcade is away. He's 33, 34, 35 seconds clear of everyone else. Unbelievable performance again from Fourcade.
Look at Bjorn Dahlen, Patrick. He realizes that it's Johannes who's behind him, and he's picked up another gear. Where he's found that from, I'll never know, but I'm not sure he can hold on to it.
But you have to remember, Bjorn Dahlen can't sprint. But what on earth has Johannes Tinges been through over the last 2 kilometres to get himself in this position? Whoa. Will he go through at the top of the hill, or will he sit in for a rest and realise that he can out-sprint his teammate? Someone who he will have admired all the way through the early stages of his career.
Isn't that interesting? Both of them are just analysing. The brains are just figuring out, OK, this is for silver. Bjorn Dahlen's thinking the worst possible person behind him to try and defend his silver at the moment.
Bjorn Dahlen was 20 and already racing at international level when Johannes Tingis was born. There's a 20-year difference between the two of them.
Oh, there he goes. Bjorn Dahlen, amazing, what a legend.
You sense that youth is going to win out on this occasion, but a medal for Bjorn Dahlen, even getting the bronze medal, Mike, he's doing the washing up tonight because Darius come away with the silver.
Oh, incredible, what a family.
Easy win in the end for Martin Fourcade. It's been a demonstration from him, but the real race is happening behind him today. Victory for France, their first gold of these championships. The ball is rolling for them now. You suspect there might be a few more coming in his collection. And Johannes Tingis, silver yesterday by 0.7 of a second. He'll be delighted with the way he skied this last 2.5 Ks today.
Impeccable, he was so tired yesterday. I think it was equipment issues yesterday, but he's put it right today.
Yeah, great victory, but what about this?
Fantastic.
Every time you say he should have retired, he comes back and shows you just why he hasn't.
And look at Shipulin, what a character. This man just doesn't stop fighting. I really thought Shipulin may have a good chance for a podium today.
Oh, can you believe poor old Bailey? Came out in third, he came out in second position out of the range. He's down in sixth, losing position after position on that final lap. And F7, Eberhard of Austria, that's good, but it's not quite what he wanted. Tarjei Bo, the two brothers in the top 10 today, and Simon Schemp, one of the stars throughout the season, the man who was expected to challenge Fourcade for the Crystal Globe, down in 10th position.
And Benedict Dahl started first. It's a new experience to lead out at the World Championships. Only 3 shots missed, that's good shooting, but he's in 11th place. Well, Bjorn Dahlen, second last year in this race, third this year, and from much further back this time round.
Mass start, Oslo last year. First Bo, second Fourcade, third Bjorn Dahlen. Some people were saying it was the past, the present and the future. That's exactly what it is. Bjorn Dahlen is not quite past it though.
He's not. Can you imagine a year's time over in Pyeongchang? He'll be believing it can still be gold. It's certainly podiums.
Arndt Pfeiffer all the way down in 19. Granichev, who usually makes a comeback in the pursuit, not been his day. He's down in 20, ahead of Landetinger of Austria. We chatted to some of the Austrian coaches earlier. They just didn't think Landy was going to be able to do it. They were right. He's 149 behind. Fillon Maillet ahead of Gao. Dominic Vindish fading, down in 24th position. Vindish having started 18th.
Landetinger missing 4. He has the ability. We've seen him do it many times, hitting 20 out of 20. Landetinger needed that today for a chance at the podium. And Bjorn Dahlen, I'm just looking, last year Bjorn Dahlen shot the perfect 20. This year he's missed 1 and he still managed his bronze medal.
Yeah, it would have been silver had he hit 20 out of 20. His one miss coming on that last shoot, so crucial. It was a nervy shoot from Bjorn Dahlen, that last stand, Mike. No rhythm in between the shots whatsoever.
Yes, the previous time he had an issue with his glasses. They came down. He had so much discipline to hold it steady, but yes, the nerves got him at the end.
Mickey Rush, we wanted to find out how he did. He started 51. Again, he's gained 20 places.
What a man.
Yeah, he's done really well, Mickey Rush, and he's a fantastic character. Racing, of course, for Belgium now. Fell out with the German organisation. He couldn't actually get in the German team, to be honest, but he's had another tremendous day out there. It was all about Germany and Lara Dahlmeier this morning. It's all about Martin Fourcade this afternoon in terms of gold medals, but so much character shown in the middle of the field, Mike. Bjorn Dahlen's ski speed actually is really impressive, and this is a venue, of course he took medals, gold medals here back in 2005 when we last had the championship.
He took 4 golds last time and a bronze, I think it was, in the relay. There wasn't a mixed relay back then, so he didn't get an opportunity there.
And by winning a World Championship medal today, he stops Martin Fourcade overtaking him in terms of World Championship medal haul. Bjorn Dahlen still leading in terms of golds, but you sort of sense it won't be long before Fourcade is on a level pegging.
Well, that's right. Well, that's Fourcade now ahead of Tikhonov, who had 11 gold, and Frank Luck on 11 gold, so that's him in second place.
Brennan Green for Canada. The Gows did well in the sprint. Scott Gow finished 25th in the sprint. Christian finished 32nd, but they've both lost places in today's race. And already approaching the 5-minute mark since the race winner crossed the line. 30:16 the winning time for 12.5 kilometers. The pace certainly was not slow today. The crucial stage of the race as far as Folkard was concerned, Mike?
Well, he just missed one, and when that happens early on, it buys you chance.
Well, he missed on the
it
last
missed
year.
on the very last. I beg your pardon, I was thinking of yesterday. Quite amazing. Well, he bought himself that time, didn't he? He had a 33-second margin. He bought himself the ability to miss one, given should those chasing him get all five, as it happened. Bjorn Dahlen didn't. What a race, what a race. Fourcade, he can manage every situation. And to buy himself that luxury of missing a target, not many can do such things. And to have started 23 seconds behind Johannes Tingesbo, he had to put that right initially.
And he's been dominant in the pursuit this year, but if he's been dominant in the pursuit, he's been 100% successful in the individual. And you look at his record over the last 3 or 4 years in the individual, Mike, it's hard to back anyone else.
He'll be looking for another gold. He's playing it all down, though, to take pressure off himself. He's saying, hey, all I want this year is to win the overall. And with 12 victories, 13 victories, most likely by the end of next week.
Yeah, and I think that handshake with Anton Shipulin will have done him a lot of good, defusing the situation. It certainly hasn't swept the situation under the carpet, but it's defused it a little, and it's allowed Fourcade to focus on his race.
Very much, and it was a handshake and a semi-hug, so I think it's all, and that's nice. They do respect each other. And Shipulin was defending, as he says, his family. They live together, they eat together, they train together. You can understand emotions every which way.
19 hits out of 20 and superior ski speed on every single lap for Martin Fourcade.
How often does he miss the last shot? That will not impress him tonight. He'll analyse that and he'll be saying, I can't let that happen again. That's how good he is.
It was a long ski into the finish for Fourcade with the Tricolore, and he certainly will put the smiles back on the French coaches, who were disappointed to miss out in the mixed relay. They would have been expecting something from the women's pursuit earlier on today. The French women actually looking really good. I fancy them for a win in the relay over Germany, but we'll see how that goes on. That's all for today. Of course, the racing starts again on Wednesday. So gold to Martin Fourcade, silver to Johannes Tingesbo, and the bronze to Ole Einar Bjorn Dahlen. The same podium as the mass start at last year's Worlds.